Hey, here's a little series on the whole Strata process, and I want to start off with just a little bit about explaining how Strata actually works. So in the Strata, we've got a bunch of different owners, and every owner pays a Strata fee, and usually it's about $300 to $600 per month. All that money is pooled together, and that's ultimately where the money comes from to hire us for the work. Whenever there's a Strata, they're going to elect or form a Strata council, which is usually 3 to 7 different people. They're all either going to be volunteers or they're going to be voted in if there's lots of people who want to be on council. And they structure themselves with different roles, such as there's always a strata president, a vice president, a treasurer, a secretary, and there's different roles like that with different duties on council. Council then hires a property manager who's a professional from an outside firm. And the property manager is the expert on all the different bylaws that happen within strata. And often the property manager, if they're doing their job really well, is actually going to be an expert on recommending the different trades that need to be done, when they need to be done, and different things like that as well. So overall, the Strata Council can change every year, and anybody in the Strata can be on council in the following year. And whenever they make major decisions, they need a majority vote from council to move forward with anything. So if we're doing a change order for somebody, for example, we get to the job and we think there needs to be an additional service added, we need to talk to our liaison. The liaison's going to have to put it in the group chat or wait till the next council meeting to get a vote. And they need majority approval before they can move forward with any change orders. But also keep in mind that when we're doing work for the strata, anybody in the units could be on council next year. So we need to make sure that everybody is happy with our work. And we don't want one person who's really upset with something who might be on council next year saying, hey, let's not hire High Five again. We need to avoid that at all costs. So of the strata council that's formed, sometimes it can be the role of one of the members, like let's say it's the treasurer, who's also responsible for maintenance. And they're responsible for kind of being the liaison for the landscapers and the cleaners. So sometimes we have a very clear point of contact who's going to meet with us for the estimate and they want to be our liaison throughout the whole job. But other times the property manager handles a lot more of it and the property manager wants to be the one who gets the daily updates and kind of acts as our liaison through the whole project. But whatever the case, it's very important that we establish who is that liaison, and we need to establish good communication between the foreman and the liaison on day one at the beginning of the project in case anything needs to change. And we need to be hearing feedback from them too about how everything's going, especially for the larger projects. So the property manager who works for the strata that we're working for, they often work for a big property management firm. And sometimes those firms might have as many as 50 to 100 different property managers all there. So Associa, for example, is one of the big property management firms in South Surrey. Associa might actually have a list of preferred vendors or trades companies. So they might have a top 3 exterior cleaning companies that all property managers are going to recommend whenever council needs quotes. So overall, if we do an amazing job for people and the job report goes to the property manager and a bunch of people from the strata are going to email their property manager saying, hey, High Five did a great job, it can go a super long way where we can get in with that property manager and maybe we can even get in as a preferred vendor for one of the bigger firms. And from there, the work that we can get can just explode.